Hi everyone, I'm Marla Miller from marlamiller.com, presenting our 103rd or 4th quick query critique. This one's a memoir, so I want to get right to it. Dear Agent, airplane crashes always happen to someone else until this one killed my brother and changed my life forever. Tailspin, a memoir. When my younger brother, Captain Blank, died in an airplane crash while piloting a blank flight, my life entered an uncontrollable tailspin as I placed my grief on hold, set out to find answers about the crash, and along the way discovered a new awareness about life and death. In May 2000 blank, while vacationing in Spain, I sat riveted to CNN's breaking news of the jumbo jet which overshot the runway during a severe tropical storm in Honduras, killing the pilot and 3 others. As the international news unfolds, I'm devastated to learn it is blank who is piloting the doomed flight. I fly across the world to El Salvador to reunite with family in the midst of the tragedy and pick up the pieces of my brother's broken life, deal with the hushed speculation of the cause of the crash, and help the family mourn the death of one we affectionately refer to as the Little Prince. Expecting Blank's professional reputation to be on the line, I rely on my engineering background to find the real truth about the cause of the crash. In pursuit of the truth, I rediscover the sibling relationship I had often taken for granted, finding solace in this journey of rebirth through the memories of the carefree way he lived his life. I discover that Blank continues to run within me and many people he touched. Tailspin recounts my heart-wrenching journey from tragedy through grief and finally healing with Blank's vibrant life is a common thread. More importantly, this is a love story of 2 siblings now separated by heaven and earth. I'm an engineer by profession and have contributed to technical publications in blank and blank. Most recently, my personal essays have been published in blank. Tailspin, a memoir, is complete at blank words. If you are interested, I would like to send you a copy of my manuscript for your consideration. Sincerely. Okay. So what do I think of this memoir, Tailspin, a memoir? First of all, it's not formatted correctly. So, and I will post this on the site so you can see what I'm talking about. But we want this to be one cohesive letter, not broken up by italics or quotes. So just, that's an easy fix. Overall, I really like it. I really like it. The author can obviously write, but there are some formatting issues in this query letter that I want her to make sure that she pays attention to, such as when you call someone a name, put it in italics. Here's what I like about the memoir. Obviously, it happened. And I left out dates just because I want to protect the author's privacy until she's gets this book published. But what I like about this is that it doesn't tell us the ending. There's some suspense here, isn't there? Now remember, when we purchase books, memoirs, narrative nonfiction, fiction, we're really reading for the story, aren't we? And so if you're going to tell the whole story in a query letter, there's no point in reading the letter. In reading the book. And she doesn't do that. She lets us know that there is some conflict here. We're going to assume that there's some conflict resolution, but she piques our interest, doesn't she? Because there's going to be an investigation here of this crash. And so I like that. I like the fact that she, lets us know that there's conflict, and we'll have to read the story for the resolution, won't we? So I like that very much. She did a really nice job there. If she's pitching this to an agent who represents memoirs, then, make sure that you put the number of words in there. She didn't. And also go to the website and make sure that you're sending the agent exactly what the agent wants. And I'm referring to the last sentence, which this author says, if you're interested, I'd like to send you a copy of my manuscript. Well, agent sites say, send the first 3 chapters, send the first whatever. So make sure that when you're sending this to each agent that you send it to, that you put in, I'd like to send the first 3 chapters or whatever it is that they specify, because this lets them know you've visited their site and you've done your research, right? And that's what they want. They want authors who are, know how to do this stuff. Okay. You know, she probably could have opened this with the second paragraph in May 2008 while vacationing in Spain, and then taken that first paragraph and put it underneath it. But I would, if I were this author, I would clean it up, make sure that you've got all this. Remember, it's a business letter, so format it as such, and I would pitch it. You know, she could pitch it as is. As I said, you might want to do the second paragraph up top to hook us more, but it's not necessary. The only thing that I encourage her to do is she opens it up with italicized airplane crashes always happen to someone else, and I like it very much. But that can be the opening sentence. So it doesn't have to be italicized. It doesn't have to be separated or apart from the rest of the query letter. It can all be of a piece. It can be the opening first paragraph all by itself, but you don't want to break it up so that it looks like it is not part of this letter, because it is the hook of this letter. I hope this is helpful to this author. I'd love to be kept abreast on what happens. But Tailspin sounds like a book that a lot of us would want to read, wouldn't we? Not only those of us who have had tragedy in terms of, horrific events that change our lives in an instant, but any of us who are interested in how people resolve tragedy, how they walk through it. And it sounds like that's what Tailspin's going to be about. So I hope this is helpful. Until the next time, be well, keep writing.